if you feel like 2025 is slipping away, if energy is low, if you've wasted months you can't take back, then this video is not motivation. It's a wake-up call for your entire life. The video has already started. Focus, not with your eyes, with your mind. Do you realize how small a year truly is? Think of a moment from the beginning of 2025. That one memory, that blink, that's what we call a year. Doesn't it feel like January was just a few weeks ago? Suddenly, 2 months are left. That is a year. Now if a year feels this small, do you know how small 10 years are? Just remember the time when 4G came. Remember the demonetization phase. Remember life back then. Now look at today. That tiny distance you just felt, that is 10 years. If this 10-year feeling happens twice, a 25-year-old becomes 45, we are already talking about retirement. One more blink, 55, old. Are you listening? If this micro feeling repeats 3 times, a 25-year-old boy becomes a 55-year-old man without realizing where life went. Let's do it one more time. 4 blinks, 65. Game over. Life ends not in decades, but in 4 tiny emotional flashes. And in this short life, what are we doing? Are we living it, spending it, investing it, or wasting it? There are only 2 months left in 2025. Even if you did nothing the entire year, if you decide now, you can still change the entire year. Because to transform a year, you don't need 12 months. Sometimes 1 month of intense, aligned action can beat 11 months of confusion. Most people don't fail for 12 months. They fail because the right 30 days never happened. If you are watching this in 2026 or later, it doesn't matter. Whenever this video found you, that is your day 1. There are 2 ways to consume this video. 1. With eyes and ears. You'll feel motivated for 30 minutes and forget everything. 2. With your mind. You'll shift frequency and your life will never return to the old version. Your body is made of atoms. Atoms are made of vibrations. If the right idea enters your mind deeply, your frequency rises and your actions change automatically. Today I will give you 5 rules. If you truly absorb them, you won't need discipline, because discipline is a forceful mask people use to push themselves when they don't feel like working. Greatness does not come from forcing work. Greatness comes when your inner drive becomes unstoppable. A lot of people say, I'm going to disappear for 60 days. No social media, no friends, I'm coming back stronger. That's not disappearing, that's drama. True disappearing starts when your dream becomes so big that you don't have time for anyone. There is focusing, and there is being forced to focus because your goal is bigger than your capacity. Your dream should scare you. It should feel bigger than your abilities. It should feel like, I don't know how I will achieve this, but I must. You don't decide to disappear. Disappearing is a symptom that the work has begun. Work 80 to 90 hours a week on your dream. You will disappear automatically. Quitting addiction, wasting less time, using the phone less, those are not steps. They happen as a side effect when the pressure of your goal becomes bigger than your excuses. Everyone gets 24 hours, yet one person makes $100 million and another can't make even $1,000. Why? Because 90% of your daily actions come from your subconscious mind, your habit engine. If this part of your mind is not programmed, you will waste your life even if you know exactly what to do. Your subconscious has unbelievable power. It controls your habits, your decisions, your energy, your consistency. And science proves, right before you sleep, there is a 5-minute window when your subconscious is most open to programming. So every night before sleeping, write what you must do tomorrow. Visualize it. Record your own voice giving yourself instructions. Listen to it before sleeping. When you wake up, your brain will naturally push you toward those actions. People aren't lazy. They just never understood how the brain works. You know what to do. You know your goals. You know success is possible. Yet you delay, you procrastinate, you freeze. Why? Because your brain doesn't care about success. It only cares about reward and probability of success. Your motivation stays high only when 1. The reward is near. 2. The task feels achievable. If the reward is far and the task feels too big, motivation dies. This is why people start big goals and then quit. Let's understand this with an example. Tell someone, memorize 10 English words, I'll give you $5. Most people will do it. Why? Because the task is small, achievable, and reward is near. Tell an unfit person, walk 500 meters, I'll give you $20. They'll do it because they believe they can. Tell someone, read just one page of a book and I'll give you $10. Easy, done. But now look, if you say, memorize 10,000 words, you'll get $1,000. Walk 50 kilometers, you'll get $2,000. Read 200 pages, you'll get $500. Same ratio, same logic, same reward structure. But motivation dies instantly. Why? Because the reward feels far and the task feels too big to succeed. This is why consistency breaks. Your brain stops trying when it senses low chance of success. But if you master this one code, you'll become unstoppable. People around you will complain. You work all the time. Why are you obsessed? Why can't you relax? No. They won't understand because once your reward system is aligned, work becomes addictive. Imagine this. You need to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Why is it hard today? Because there's no immediate reward. But if I tell you, wake up at 5 a.m. and meet someone who could help you earn 6 months of income in 10 days, you won't need an alarm. You'll jump out of bed. What changed? The reward. Your problem is not discipline. Your problem is that your brain isn't seeing a reward for today. So the question now becomes, how do I feel rewarded every day? For that, we go to rule number 4. Let's test something. Look at a beautiful painting. Could you paint it? Most people say no, because the result feels too big, too difficult, too far. But what if I ask, can you draw one small square? Yes. Can you draw 4 small squares with slightly different shades? Still yes. Can you draw 16 small boxes? Yes. Each box is achievable. Each box gives a small win. Each box gives a quick reward. Now imagine making 1 box today, 5 tomorrow, 10 the next week. Soon you complete a masterpiece that once looked impossible. This box strategy has created world-class performers. There's a man named Steven Dunier. He was a below-average student, poor attention span, couldn't focus for more than 5 minutes. So he changed his life by breaking everything into tiny 5-minute boxes. He broke study chapters into micro-study sessions, became a top student. He got into one of the world's best finance programs, so became a global hedge fund manager, learned German in tiny 5 to 10 minute listening boxes while driving, learned complex skills the same way, auto racing, skydiving, mountain climbing, helicopter flying, piloting a plane upside down. Whenever his weight increased, he didn't set a giant goal. He climbed one small hill at a time, 33 of them in 1 year, and lost 25 pounds. Then he took it further. He spent his 5-minute breaks doing knitting. Yes, knitting. And after 2 years and 7 months of tiny boxes, he created the largest yarn artwork in the world, a global record, featured in museums and media worldwide. Not because he was talented, but because he mastered micro-consistency. Another artist, Chuck Close, became one of the world's highest paid painters using the same method. Even after being paralyzed, he still created masterpieces, 1 box at a time. Steven explains it perfectly. Your life outcome is nothing but the compound interest of thousands of tiny decisions. Big life changes are never one giant decision. They are millions of tiny boxes stacked over time. Novak Djokovic, once ranked 681st, used the same principle. He broke tennis into micro skills and practiced 1 box at a time until he became one of the greatest to ever play the sport. 1 box at a time, 1 skill at a time, 1 win at a time. Now we enter the final and most important rule. If you constantly feel low energy, lazy, unmotivated, mentally tired, this is likely the biggest reason. Science made a shocking discovery. Leaving tasks unfinished doesn't just delay results, it drains your brain's energy. Researchers studied waiters in cafes. They remembered unpaid bills far more than paid bills. But here's the shocking part. The waiters who remembered more unpaid bills had less mental and physical energy left. Meaning, every unfinished task stored in your brain acts like an open app draining your RAM. That half-written book idea, that course you bought but never finished, that call you need to make, that business plan you haven't executed, that workout streak you broke, that side project you said you'd start, or that goal you postponed for later. Your mind keeps paying energy rent for each of them. One unfinished task doesn't just stay in the brain, it eats your energy quietly, every day. This is why you feel tired without working. Your mind is overloaded with open tabs tasks you never completed. The formula is simple. The more unfinished tasks in your mind, the faster your energy burns out. If you want to win in 2025 or any year, you need energy. And to protect your energy, you must close loops. Finish what you start or consciously delete what you will not continue. Both free energy. If you truly want the next year to be different, you don't need 365 days. You need a dream so big it forces you to disappear, a subconscious aligned with your goals, a reward system that pays you daily, a box strategy to build massive results from small wins, the mind free of unfinished tasks draining your life. If you do these 5 things with sincerity, your identity will change before the calendar does. People will notice, your actions will feel different, your energy will shift, your life direction will upgrade. You won't need motivation anymore because you will become the kind of person whose standards force success. One day, you'll look back at this moment, this exact moment, and realize this is when my real life began. Your future self is watching you right now. Whether he smiles with pride or regret depends on what you do after this video ends. You choose. The year is not over. Your story is not over. Your potential is not over. It starts right now. If you like this video, do subscribe